me just get these out of the way. Coronation eggplant today. So we found this as part of the coronation ceremonies for King Charles III and Queen Consort, Queen Camilla. I'm confused. All these semantics being split. I mean, obviously I have no hairs to split. So coronation eggplant. Found this recipe and it was actually created by Nadiya Hussain, one of the winners of the Great British Bake Off. But obviously, I can't leave well enough alone, so I put my own twist in it with a bit of soy dashi, which I licked it with, obviously with a brush, not my other parts. Yes, so I gave my eggplant a lick of soy dashi, and it gave this most satisfying, savory taste when we bit into it. Now, eggplant's quite meaty anyway, but it can be a little bland. So the curry in Nadiya's original recipe gives it a bit of a punch, and the soy dashi really elevates it, I think. So thank you, Nadiya, but let's go make some coronation eggplant Nadiya Hussain style, but with a Nigelsjoys tweak. Another pretty day in the neighborhood. Yesterday was a full-on day of filming, and I can't wait for you to see that episode. That was with Chef Max of Davao in Petaling Street in Kuala Lumpur, and it was literally from 11 a.m. to about midnight before we finished. So exhausted today, just absolutely exhausted. So I decided to be kind to myself and take it easy. Just sorted out the videos, handed them over to Alicia, and now I actually didn't really feel like going for a bit of exercise, but I knew I had to. I knew I had to because I knew, for one thing, it would help my blobby state, so I'd feel a bit better about myself. But I would also needed to talk to you guys. But more than anything, this is a list of 4 things I've found to improve my joys. And they're actually quite simple. Is gratitude. Gratitude for what you have, who you are, the body you live in, the health we enjoy. Small things, gratitude for the community we have, the people who love us, and to constantly remind ourselves. Second is to be present. Present in the moment. That's harder because I tend to live in the future and worry about it. And then Toffee tends to stop and smell the roses a lot. So lots of lessons from this one about living in the present and not living in the past. Basically not thinking about what could have been, what might have been. The what ifs are the things that, you know, we always say if, and you know the old cliche, if I had $1 for every if. In any case, those are 2 things on the list of 4. The third thing also sounds very simple, especially for people who already have a kind nature, kindness. But that also encompasses kindness to yourself. And I think to a large extent, being Asian especially, we are brought up to be especially hard and critical on ourselves. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's possible to unlearn it, but it's a lifelong journey after you realize it. And the 4th thing is this: fitness. So, to be honest, today was actually a more intense exercise day. So, I was supposed to be doing my kettlebells and stuff like that. But because of yesterday, oh, what a glorious sunset. I'll show it to you in a minute. But because of yesterday and how exhausting it was, I decided a good walk with Toffee was probably more in keeping with how I was feeling. Actually, how I was feeling was I just want to sit there and blob out and play my games and watch TV. But no, at least a walk. And it's quite amazing how a walk can actually change your mindset, change how you feel entirely from feeling like a blob and feeling down on yourself or the world. You you actually half an hour walk and it lifts your spirits. Now, having said that, you see all these listicles everywhere, right? Not to be confused with the other word, or chesticles. um, you see these lists everywhere, and the so-called self-help gurus make it sound so easy. Like you just do these things and your problems are all sorted. Well, I can tell you from personal experience, they're not. It's an ongoing journey. It's an ongoing journey of, in a way, sometimes deprogramming what you've learned from parents, from your environment, from growing up with ideas like you've got to just suck it up and do it, and also to be critical of everyone and everything. So it's an ongoing journey. It's like going to the gym and using those kettlebells. You continuously have to do it consistently, and then it gets easier. And I'm here to tell you it does. And then one day you wake up and you actually are, you do feel these things. You feel grateful, you are present, you know you're kind to yourself, and as a consequence, you're also kind to others. And all of a sudden, you've established a fitness routine where you're actually doing this at least 4 to 5 times a week. Walking, a little bit more intense exercise. And yeah, I'll break these down in the future in future videos. But I think for now, this time for joy is sufficient. So, have a great time, have a great day, and I'll show you my sunset in a bit when the sun actually goes down a little further. But really, again, look at that sky. It's beautiful and blue. My building over here, EPF, not my building, I wish it was, but our Superannuation Employees Provident Fund is being repurposed or being sold. Looks like it's been torn down actually, but we'll see. Anyway, so far that's the sunset. It's still really bright. I'll show it to you in a minute. But have a nice day and enjoy the eggplant. It's actually Coronation Eggplant from Nadiya. Nadiya? But it's delicious, but with a Nigelsjoys twist. Enjoy. Chop up the eggplant into nice big either chunks or do as I did here into slices. I used the Japanese eggplant, so I just cut it in half because they were rather long, and then cut them in half again lengthways. Cut a cross-hatch pattern into the flesh to prep it for my little tweak later. Sorry, Nadiya, I'm taking liberties with your recipe. Do it to all the eggplants. This is really to get the maximum flavor and the tweak into the eggplant meat. Oh, there's Toffee at the back. Okay, I use some dashi granules and put it into some warm water, just maybe about half a cup. Give it a good stir and add a good glug of soy sauce, a good quality soy sauce, something which is first draw and naturally fermented. Don't use any of this hydrolyzed cheap soy sauce. The amount of depth and umami you get from good soy sauce is just amazing. So what you want to do here is now spoon this soy dashi, which is a great little condiment to put on the side, by the way, and just open up the crosshatch and pour it into the eggplant. Next, you want to crush your garlic. All I do is cut off the woody stems. And here's a word to the wise. Don't bother peeling it if you're going to crush it. Just cut off the woody stem, put the whole thing in there with the peel and all, and watch what happens. The garlic gets crushed and the skin is separated for you. Easy peasy squeezy. Literally. There you go. And there's the skin. I wonder why I ever peeled these before. Absolutely no necessity to do so. Use a knife, cut off the rest, and clear up the skins later. Peel your onion and watch how I dice it. I actually don't cut it all the way to the bottom. I cut it one way and then I cut it 90 degrees to the other. And when I'm done on both sides, I actually cut them half-half so it doesn't fall apart. And I turn it around, cut it in half, and then dice it like that. And you've got diced onions. Nothing could be easier. Pour on a good glug of extra virgin olive oil onto these onions. This is going to be your topping. A good shake and shimmy of your chili flakes because you want that little bit of heat. Now, I'm using creme fraiche here because I had creme fraiche and a little bit of milk, but you can use Greek yogurt as in the original recipe. The Greek yogurt will be just as delicious. This creme fraiche, I felt, gave it a little bit more of creaminess, but either one will be great. Another clove of garlic crushed into the creme fraiche and milk mixture, and then everything else goes in. A pinch of salt, some curry powder, and I must admit I cheated here. I didn't have curry powder made for meat, sorry. I didn't have curry powder made for meat, so I just added the one that I had for fish, which is fine too. You want curry powder, especially that which has turmeric in it, because it gives it this lovely golden orange color. I added some of my homemade marmalade and the zest of one orange. This really pumped up that fresh citrus flavor. Give it a good stir and heat up your cast iron skillet. This induction cooker really did a great job. I lifted it off because it was getting a bit too hot. So lift it off and just put in your eggplant. And what you want to do here is really just to get a good bit of color on it. Put on a lid, it heats up and cooks the eggplant as well. And once it's done, you can flip them over. You see how it sort of discolors? That's kind of when you can tell it's done. So turn it over. You want this sort of coloring. The soy dashi has done its work to give it max flavor. And then just smear on this onion and garlic mixture. You are going to turn it back over, but not until the undersides have cooked a little bit. Undersides of the eggplant, that is. Cover it again. This will speed up the cooking. Another couple of minutes. Turn it over. and it should already be starting to feel a bit soft. Turn it back over, and once you smell the onion and the garlic, it's pretty much done. You don't want the onion and the garlic to burn because you're actually on quite a high heat. So just be careful of that. Take off the eggplant and serve it and display it cross-hatch side up. Tear off some coriander leaves. Look, you can actually just tear this on to the plate as well, but I like a little bit more control on how my eggplant falls on it, so I chopped it up a bit. But very coarse chop, so you can still see the leaves. Drizzle on this gorgeous, delicious curry sauce. Thank you, Nadiya, for creating this recipe. Scatter on some blackcurrant or raisins. Scatter on some fried shallots. And then rain down that coriander leaf on this flavorful parade. And you're ready to eat. Oh my god, that's actually really good. Okay, that's the crunch of the onion. Yum! Orange? Yeah! That's good. Thank you, Nadiya. Okay, your turn.
Okay. Hi, world.
All right.
Hi.
All right, come on. Let's try this. It's actually... It's quite good, isn't it?
That is so good. Wow. The orange.
Kicks in later. And it's not sweet though.
It's not sweet at all. I can taste the marmalade.
Yeah.
And I can taste the curry powder.
And the shallots, the dried, the fried onions.
But it goes so well together. And I didn't expect that. That's really, really good. Wow.
Neither did I. Yeah, that's your bit. I'm gonna have another little bite.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And
Oh. Oh yes.
This is really good. You have to try this. Cook this.
Recipe below.
Down below.